So let's be real for a second. Are you tired of feeling stuck? Spending hours, maybe even days, polishing your resume, sending it out, and then just hearing crickets? Well, if you are ready for a real strategy, one that actually gets you a high-paying job by putting you back in the driver's seat, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're going to break down a really powerful new approach called the leverage strategy. First, we've got to talk about something that I think we all know way too well. I call it the resume black hole. It's that awful feeling, right? You send out this resume you've poured your heart into, and poof, it just vanishes. It's so frustrating. But what if the problem isn't really your resume? What if it's the whole approach that's broken? Really think about it for a second. How many hours, how many evenings have you lost agonizing over the perfect font or rewording that one bullet point for like the 10th time? We've all been there. We get so convinced that just one more little tweak is going to be the thing that unlocks our dream job. It is absolutely exhausting.
And that brings us to what I call the polishing paradox. It's this crazy situation where we pour, say, 50 plus hours into this one document. That's more than a full work week. And what's the result? Crickets. Silence. Minimal callbacks, if any. The effort just does not match the outcome. It's not a winning strategy.
Okay, so if the old way is clearly not working, it is time for a new one. Let's introduce the leverage strategy. And look, this is not just some new tactic or a little trick. It's a complete fundamental shift in how you think about getting ahead in your career. It's really about moving from being a passive applicant to an active creator. So what is it? Well, the leverage strategy is all about creating and showcasing your value. Instead of just writing down a list of things you've done in the past, you're actively building things that prove what you can do right now. It's the difference between saying you're a great chef on a piece of paper and actually cooking someone a fantastic meal they can taste. This quote just nails it, doesn't it? Stop polishing and start building. Your real value, the thing that is actually going to get you hired and paid what you're worth, it's not some perfectly formatted PDF. It is your tangible, real-world ability to create things, to solve problems, and to deliver results. The whole strategy is really built on two key pillars. Let's start with the first one, which is building marketable skills. This is your foundation. Without the right skills, you don't have anything to demonstrate. This is where it all begins.
But what do we even mean by a marketable skill? We're talking about abilities that companies are actively willing to pay top dollar for. So think about in-demand tech skills, high-value business skills, anything that solves an expensive, nagging problem for a company and has a clear, provable result. This isn't about vague stuff like being a team player. It's about being a real problem solver.
So how do you get started? Here's a super simple trick. Go find 10 job descriptions for your dream role. Literally tally up the skills they mention most often. The one that appears again and again, that's your target. Focus on mastering just that one skill. Dedicate consistent time to it. And this is key, move from just learning about it to actually using it as quickly as you possibly can. Don't just learn, do.
All right, once you've started building that skill, it's time for the second pillar of the leverage strategy, using projects to prove your value. This is how you take that newfound ability and turn it from just a claim into concrete evidence that a hiring manager can literally see and touch.
I want you to let this sink in. Projects are your proof. They're the ultimate game changer. Anybody can write, "I'm proficient in data analysis" on their resume, but very, very few people can provide a link to a project where they actually analyzed data and uncovered real insights. This is how you leapfrog the competition.
And this just shows the difference so clearly. You have the resume polisher on one side, making a claim. Then you have the leverage builder who provides actual proof. Which statement do you think is more powerful to a hiring manager? One is just a passive statement. The other is an active demonstration of value that makes them want to talk to you.
Now, when you combine these two things, marketable skills with projects that prove you have them, something incredible starts to happen. You stop chasing opportunities, and opportunities start chasing you. This is the real payoff of the leverage strategy. You become a magnet.
And just look at the potential difference here. On one side, you have the slow, painful incremental growth of the traditional resume-first approach. And on the other, you have the almost exponential potential of the leverage strategy. You're not just hoping for a tiny little raise anymore, you're positioning yourself for roles and salaries you might have thought were totally out of reach.
By building and showcasing real value, you completely change the game. You go from being one of 100 faceless applications in some digital pile to being the one candidate they absolutely have to talk to. You become memorable. You become undeniable. So I want to leave you with one final thought, a question for you to act on. Forget about your resume just for a moment. Instead, ask yourself this: what value can you start building this week?